Son of a bitch, it's fitting that it's pouring down rain outside. That makes it even more depressing. It's another. I know. You never expect the unexpected. I know. That's life. I get it. I know. But what pisses me off is though I just met him a couple months ago, right? And all of a sudden he just passed away. Yep. So probably hear the news right now that, or you haven't. Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed himself, just passed away, age of 76. Yes. If you don't know, you heard me correctly. Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed himself, passed away at the age of 76. And yes, why is that? I did meet him. Yes, I met him at the San Francisco convention. There was a San Francisco convention back in late November during the Thanksgiving weekend of last year, and it's where I met several, not only several voice actors, but also actual actors as well. And so if you remember, there was a Comic-Con convention or kind of like also anime convention as well, but also like it was a convention for anime voice actors in San Francisco in November 25th in San Francisco, right, last year. Another with anime voice actors as well, but also both Star Wars and mostly a lot of Star Wars actors were there as well, along with other ones. All my other ones that were present at this convention I went to. Ewan McGregor was there, Mark Hamill, Tony Todd was there, which I did meet. Including ones like Henry Winkler, the Fonz himself, which I met too as well. But Carl Weathers was there, and I sadly, sad to say though, I never got a selfie with him because I don't know, what came to him, like, I guess with other certain actors like Ewan McGregor, Mark Hamill, right, or even Carl Weathers. I guess they had different like photo. When I take photo sessions, there was a different time. It was like later on though, but I couldn't stay all day to do that though, right? So sadly, I never got no selfie with him. Sad to say though, but knowing me, when I post up my meeting celebrities, you guys believe me. When I post these up, I met these celebrities. There was a point me and Dad met William Shatner a couple years ago, but we never got no photo because of the stupid COVID standards, with all that bullshit. So if you say that me and my dad met William Shatner, you guys would believe me, right? You guys, because I post all these. I haven't posted them in a while though, but on the past I post me meeting celebrities and all that stuff, right? You guys would believe me that I did, I have a whole slew of celebrities that I have not that I met that I have not posted though. I just never got the time around to do it though, right? I just have a whole slew of photos of me all these celebrities I met. I'll get them around one day to get them though, but you'll be surprised what ones I met. Like I said, I just mentioned there was Tony Todd was there. I met him. Henry Winkler was there because sadly my mom couldn't be there to do it though. She couldn't, but anyway, Carl Weathers, right? Even though I never got no selfie, you guys believe me that I did meet Carl Weathers because I got his signatures as well, First off, I'll show off the work prints that I got. This one I did get. This one I got from my mom because my mom's name's right there. To Anne, what do you put there? Yep, to Anne. Yep. It says living in, or what was that? I forgot what the quote he put there, but this is Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed. Yeah. Living in, since I can't, some people sometimes read that type of cursive writing though, but yeah, the Carl Weathers, this I got this from my mom, I did, because on the flip side, this is also from my mom, because this is also for her too, Henry Winkler, the Fonz. I'll have to show those one day, the pictures one day though, but right now this is about Carl Weathers though. And this is one I got from the ones I got from me. Of course, when Carl Weathers when he was when he was in he was Dillion and Predator. I was gonna say The Predator. No, fuck that movie. Just Predator. Dillion. Yep. And on the flip side is, of course, when just tap it in Happy Gilmore. So yeah, Apollo Creed. Oh, Apollo Creed. Of course, Dillion, Predator, and Chubbs from Happy Gilmore. And then, of course, I'm glad I got this signature. You know, I have him sign my Apollo Creed pop, his name right there, and then the character name Apollo Creed on the side right there. I got one for me, and I also got one for my mom too. It cost a lot, you know, for these, you know, 300s per signature per pop, you know, 300. I couldn't believe that though, but hey, now looking back on it, now these passed away, to me now it's worth it, you know, because if I do sell these, which I won't though, but these will be worth a lot of money now. This will be a treasure for me and for my mom. So, but yeah, there's also the pop signature of Apollo Creed. You can see it there because it's in a dark blue ink pen though. But there's that, and there's, you can see right there. See more in the light right there. So yep. So yeah, now, of course, those are those signatures which I'm glad I met Carl. Whether it's just sad to say I do their stupid thing. I couldn't, for whatever reason, I couldn't get no selfie with them, whatever reason. But you guys do believe me that I did met him. Of course, the signatures prove it, you know. But of course, as the films, you know, of course, everyone loved him in the Rocky movies from 1 through 4. You know, the 2, 3, 4, which Stallone directed, and the 4th one when he died at the hands of Ivan Drago and Dolph Lundgren, which Rocky 4 has always been my favorite of the series. I loved Rocky 4. And of course at the end, of course it was, if he dies, he dies. And then of course at the end of Rocky 3, when the Stallone and Carl Weathers would have their rematch fight, right? Of course, when it freeze frame before they hit the first strike, you know, and the credits go. Because you never know who was gonna win that fight, right? Which, until when the first Creed came out, which I'm not a fan of. I don't like the first 2 Creed movies. I don't. Which is surprising to me. I like the 3rd film because it was a standalone movie, for one thing. But the first Creed film, when Adonis asked Rocky, you know, I was like, who won that fight? And he goes and says, he did. I'm like, you didn't really have to explain who won the fight. You could have left it to us, you know. To me, they didn't have to reveal that part though. You could have just left it as a freeze frame. Who could have won it though? But to say that, you know, he won it, kind of defeated the ending of that 3rd film. But everyone, of course, I don't have to explain much because everyone knows about him as Apollo Creed. That's one thing that people always remember by as well, Apollo Creed. But yes, it's a very classic character. I enjoyed his character between his relationship between Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa. And of course, I know by now that Stallone is very saddened about the death of a good friend of him. You know, I'm sure Stallone will be sad about it. I'm sure Arnold will be sad about it. You know, from him partner up in Predator, which bring up another one. I love Predator. You know, the first one is always a classic. Although Predator 2 is always, to me, I thought was better than the first one though, but because how so underrated that movie is. But that aside, Predator 1. With Arnold Schwarzenegger has always been a very classic one for me, my dad, you know, my brother, and him as Dillion. Of course, when they first met, you know, Dillion and Dutch, you son of a bitch. And when they first clapped, you know, saying that they're showing up their muscles, who's stronger, you know, and Arnold's like, you know, yeah. It's really when, and then of course with Carl Weathers, he finally gave in, you know. That's always good. It shows how big their muscles are, you know. When they did that, and it was a very, I love Predator, and when of course the fun fight and when they those bad guys and Bill Duke, you know, when you get that scorpion off of Carl Weathers' back and he's like, hey, look over there, Scorpion, thanks, Carl Weathers, and says, and then Bill Duke says, anytime. And of course, when of course it comes to the point when Carl Weathers, sees Bill Duke dead, and then the Predator shoots his right arm off when he was trying to fire, and he tried to get the second gun. When you see the cool effect with his arm, half his arm is gone, and until when still too late when the Predator just picks him up with his big claw, and just Yeah, I mean, Carl Weathers, he always was good in that movie as well. And then of course, before I get to the other one, people tend to forget about this film called Action Jackson. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it was a film called Action Jackson, which I think a lot of people tend to forget about. Which I like that movie. We're gonna find it. There we go. 1988 Action Jackson. Yeah, that starred him and Craig T. Nelson. Craig T. Nelson from Poltergeist, and of course Mr. Incredible from those movies. Sharon Stone was in it, and also speaking of Bill Duke, he was also in it as well. And Robert Davi. Yeah, I like Action Jackson. That's one of the films that if people remember or tend to have forgotten about. I like Action Jackson, so I give props to that movie as well. If you haven't seen Action Jackson, I recommend you watch it. I'll eventually do a movie review of that sometime. Maybe I will eventually do it because hey, because people remember Carl Weathers some other iconic movies, like Predator, Rocky, and Happy Gilmore too. People tend to forget about that movie. So I'll review Action Jackson sometime later on. But and then of course, like I said, people remember from as Chubbs from Happy Gilmore. I'm sure that Adam Sandler is probably sad to hear about the tragic passing of Carl Weathers. Yeah, and that's another one. I remember growing up watching him in Happy Gilmore. When you first see the Happy, just swinging that 400 yards, and sees him in the baseball in the cage, right, and tells him who he is, and it's like his name is I say how he couldn't compete in the Pro Tour, and then Adam Sandler goes and says, "Oh, I'm sorry because you're black." And Carl was like, "Hell no! Damn alligator bit my hand off! Oh my god! I tournament down in Florida. I left my ball in the rough down by the lake. Damn alligator just popped up, cut me down in my prime. He got me, but I tore one of the bastard's eyes out though." And Adams was like, "You're pretty sick, Chubbs." And then when he whacks the wooden half on, it's like, "Don't worry, made out of wood. Real story." And then he gets run over by a truck. And then of course when he's right when he's at the opening and he's trying to tap and he's like trying to show him, he's like, "It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips." Or of course this part here is all you gotta do is just tap it in. Just tap it in. And I was like, just tap it in. Give it a little tappy. Tap-taparoo. And then later on, at the mini golf course, try to show him how to golf properly. He's getting all angry, and the whole thing with the clown, and of course when with the obstacle course, and he's like, "Try to imagine your own happy place, right?" And then afterwards, and give him a hockey stick shaped putter, and then Happy's like, "Remember the gator? I got your hand. I got his head." And then Carl, he's screaming, and then he goes and falls to the window and he dies. And I'm like, "Oh shit, Chubbs!" And then just goes dead. And then after he just died, and then I'm sorry. First my dad, now Chubbs. Anybody get close to dies. If I were you, I'd run. He's talking to the character Virginia. Yeah, and then afterwards, when we starting to lose, and then he thinks of his happy place again. Then all of a sudden, he sees Chubbs, in playing a white piano in a white suit, and he's playing, of the Carpenter's version of "We've Only Just Begun." It's like, chin up, Happy. Got nothing to worry about. I got my hand back. See, we've only just begun, and that what gave Happy his confidence back. He starts coming back, and then ultimately winning the game. And then just like at the end when he gets back to his grandma's house and he sees Chubbs up there in the sky with the alligator that took his hand, right, waving at him, and then all of a sudden just pure randomness, Abraham Lincoln's there, just probably one of the most random things I've seen in a movie. Just like, why is he there? Sitting next to at the alligator, and Chubbs like, hey, Happy, nice jacket. And of course the character Chubbs also came back in a cameo in Little Nicky, which I personally wasn't a fan of that movie, that Adam Sandler movie, But he came back in a cameo in that movie, though. Or also, people remember him later on. He did a voice in one of the Toy Story specials, the Halloween special. He voiced Combat Carl, which that was a character that was referenced in the first movie when Sid blew up. It was a Combat Carl. Well, he voiced an actual Combat Carl in that Halloween Toy Story special. And of course, recently people remember him in his role in his character what was his character name in the Mandalorian. Greef Karga. He appeared in a lot of episodes he came back in the third season of The Mandalorian, which, by the way, I enjoy the first two seasons of The Mandalorian, which to me personally, that's the only I probably said before, but that's the only thing that Disney got right as the whole Star Wars series. What they did, To me personally, the first two seasons of The Mandalorian, they got right, They did right, But then I heard about certain things about the third season. I'm like, oh god, why did you screw it up? But by the way, for Christmas, which I did get for Christmas, I have them right here. The first two seasons of The Mandalorian, which I enjoyed, So it was nice seeing Carl Weathers in those. He appeared in several episodes of the seasons. I think he did appear in the third season, which I think if he did, that would be he returned in the third season, and he directed the episode. Really enough, chapter 20, the Foundling. And he was actually earned an Emmy nomination for outstanding guest actor in that episode, I guess. Yeah, so he directed. Yeah, he directed in season 2. He directed chapter 12, the Siege, as well. So he directed 2 episodes of The Mandalorian. He starred in those as the character of Greef Karga. So, yeah, I mean, Carl Weathers, and as I say, it's funny because I just met him back in late November last year. Great guy talking to him. He was a great guy, by the way. Talking to him, he was a great guy. I mentioned about this. I'm like, what was about Stallone, because he wrote and directed the 4th one. What was it like when he wrote and when he killed your character off, And of course, when I mentioned Happy Gilmore. When I mentioned Happy Gilmore, he said that was fun too, and of course he brought up one of his favorite stuff in the movie was Adam Sandler fighting with Bob Barker. Mentioned that, and he said that was one of the he says that's one of the Adam Sandler's fight with Bob Barker. He says it's one of the funniest things he's ever seen. So that was cool. That was cool to know. He loved the Bob Barker fight. It just sucks. I never got no damn selfie with him. That just pisses me off, because the stupid staff, I mean, I got selfies with other celebrities while I was there, though, but why not with Carl Weathers? Why was his thing different from the other people? I don't get it. I just don't get it. But you guys believe me that I met Carl Weathers, because because there was other actors I met there at that same convention. I'll eventually upload, like Tony Todd, Henry Winkler, and the other other voice actors from other anime and stuff like that too, So yeah, Carl Weathers, yeah, my dad was upset about that, and so was my mom, and so yeah, this was for my mom, So Apollo Creed, there's a Chubbs Peterson from Happy Gilmore, Dillion from Predator. Greef Karga from The Mandalorian, Action Jackson, even Combat Carl from Toy Story. Yep. So with these, I guess there's like a two of these. You know, one for me, one for my mom. Hefty price. You know, I paid $300 per pop. You know. But now looking back, now it was worth it. You know, I'm sure these will be worth a lot of money now. So, but yeah, I'm sure there's other ones we sad about his passing. Like I said, especially Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm sure even Adam Sandler will be sad about the news as well. And of course, the rest of his family. 76 years old, so he just turned 76 earlier in the month of January last month. Now because we're in February now, so he just turned 76. So who knows when he died from? They said he died peacefully in his sleep. So who knows, was old age or not though? But oh, by the way, yes, when I met him there at the convention, yes, he was wearing a mask. He was. Most of the celebrities that I saw there weren't wearing a mask, but that's how, you know, he was wearing a mask. But he seemed like nothing was wrong with him. But maybe he just felt like he wanted to. I don't know. Or maybe it was his staff. You know, I don't know. Although, yeah, to me, I guess a person might take selfies with somebody wearing a mask. To me, that does bug me though. But hey, I don't say that. I don't go and say, hey, take your mask off so I can take a picture. No, I'm not that much of a jerk, you know. If they wear a mask, that's nothing I can do about it. But still, regardless, it was great talking to him. You know, he was a great guy all around, you know. And of course, before he did acting, of course, he was a football player when he played for the Raiders. Got to mention that his earlier in life, you know, his career. Because even mentioned, like, even Happy Gilmore when they're at the opening, is like, hey, Happy was like asking him, you know, you really like this golf stuff. You know, figure a guy your size, why don't you try something else, a different sport like football? And Chubbs like, well, my mom wouldn't sign the permission slip. Thought it might be a little too dangerous. Well, he did play football. He played for the Raiders, and he played for another NFL team. I forgot though, but I know he played for the Raiders. Yeah, but Carl Weathers, rest in peace, man. Rest in peace, Carl Weathers. He will sadly be very missed. Even though it was funny, I just met him not that long. Just only probably 3 months. Yeah, even though it was late November though, but still last year. But by February it'd be 3 months. So he seemed perfectly fine though. But hey, like I said, you never know. You can expect the unexpected, you know. But yeah, rest in peace, Carl Weathers. Apollo Creed, Chubbs, Dillion, Action Jackson, Greef, Karga, Combat Carl, even too. Yeah. Oh, that's not going to be the wrong one. Just should get one last of these signatures. Rest in peace, Carl Weathers. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. That's good. Well, this is the first major thing that sucked this year. That's the very first big punch that gut for me. I my dad told me, I was like, when my dad texted me, and I was like, then I called him afterwards. I was like, you're shitting me, right? Of course he wouldn't make stuff like that though, because especially when it comes to actors much actors I enjoyed and, you know, over the years, he wouldn't make it up, right? But it still sucks, you know. I feel like still saying are you shitting me? Nope. No. Anyway, but that's that though. Rest in peace, Carl Weathers. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more videos. We'll see you next time. Later.